Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight I'm going to look at the Star Wars Revo Stormtrooper. Now, this is a knockoff. I got this from China. I got it for 20 bucks, shipped, because I'm a cheap bastard. I never got the regular version because, money-wise, and because I was super happy with the Bandai model kit version. I don't think that can ever be beat in my eyes. I know everybody has their own preferences, but for me, it's the model kit. It's just about perfect for me. Now, this being a knockoff, I know I can't judge the actual Revo figure based on this. If I open this and it comes apart in my hands, I'm not going to say the Revo sucks. I just got this to, well, one, it was cheap, and two, just to get a general idea of what the Revo is about. If I like it, I'll order, or try to order the genuine article. But from this, I can get a basic idea of shape, sculpt, not so much plastic quality, maybe not even paint apps. But like I said, a general idea. Everything about the package, from what I've seen, it looks like the original, except for the background. That's, I guess, how you automatically know it's a knockoff. And otherwise, the package looks the same from pictures I've seen online. Everything, the figure looks the same. One thing I noticed right off the bat is the belt kind of sunk in under the torso. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if the original was that way, but it makes it look odd right there. When I get them open, I'll see what's going on there. And on the bottom, it has instructions for something. I can't read it. All I can assume is that it says if this knee joint is sideways, pop it off, turn it the right way, and it'll bend. So, let me get this open and see what's going on. Okay, here he is out of the package. I wasn't able to fix the belt top section, but that's the least of my worries, I think. Talking about the figure itself, I'm intrigued with the sculpt, I guess. It's kind of stylized. It's not really my cup of tea, but it's interesting. I kind of like it, but not for my display. I'm not, 100% must be accurate all times. Everything must be just like the movie. I'm good with a little artistic interpretation, but I don't know. My display is different. I like to have what I remember from the movie, and this cartoon style, and cartoon's a strong word, stylized. I'm just going to say it's stylized a bit. I like it, but not for my main display. Now, like I said, I wasn't able to fix the belt here. And again, I can't judge the actual Revo figure off this bootleg. So I'm not going to say, they're all like that. I've seen pictures, I've seen people gush over these, and I'm sure it's good, but this one, the belt is funky. It just kicks out like a beer gut and then back in. And this whole section's more like an overlay that covers the joint, essentially, and just filling with them out of the package. Again, I don't have any other Revoltech figures, none of the Revos, so I don't know if the joints are usually like this. But there's some odd stuff going on. I'll get into articulation in a minute, but yeah, this may just be parts, like armor laying on something, a display or something. It's interesting, but it's not what I'm used to. I'm not going to say it's bad. It's just I'm used to a certain articulation layout, and there's some weird stuff. The other thing that throws me is seeing these lines right here in black. Again, it's, artistic license, but it sticks out at me. For the most part, though, the paint is pretty clean. I mean, it's all in the right places. I can, after going through the model kit, and I have a buddy building an actual full suit of Stormtrooper armor, and, staring at his all day, I can see some differences, and some missing paint apps, the silver right here to hold the detonator on. But it's all there. Black, white. I'm good with that. Now, articulation. The head is on a funky joint. I don't know if it's supposed to be like this. Kind of rubbery, but it's got it up and down. And I've noticed on most of the limbs, everything, you can pull it all apart. And I don't like this neck section being a separate piece, but I can live with it. It does what it needs to do. So I can't complain too much. The joint comes out, and most of the joints are like this. If it comes out of the head, I'm not sure. No, it doesn't look like it. But it's kind of on a double ball joint, and it rotates all around, and then it's got a, and I say ball joint, but it's just a swivels back and forth. And then I thought I broke the peg, but it's supposed to be that way. You just line it up with the hole and shove back down, and it's on there again. So there's some movement. If I got that joint inside, side to side, he'd get side to side movement, but I have it set for up and down. The arms are on some sort of double ball joint. You can raise it up, and then inside the shoulder, it gets some extension, and I understand why it's done, so they can get a wider range of movement, but I just don't like how it looks in there. Especially when you get it into any kind of pose, except for with the armor covering it. It just a little peas in there. And I've had trouble with this one slipping off. I'm not going to pull it off. It just tried. That's why I was fiddling with it again. But it tries to slip off, and then this white shoulder pad is just hooped around it. So everything comes apart fairly easy, which again, to me, when I'm fiddling around trying to get a pose, I don't want my figures to fall apart. The elbow, same kind of Revo joint. You overextend it, it pulls off the joint. See, right there? Of course, this could go this way. And it probably does. I had it on backwards after it falling off a minute ago. I say falling off. I pulled it off whenever I was trying to get, see what was going on there. The wrist, again, same kind of hinge. You can turn the hand on that joint and get, back and forth, or turn it back this way, get up and down with the gun. We'll get to that in a minute. And the joint also turns at the top right there, so you can put the hinge wherever you want, side to side. It's kind of hard to see where the actual articulation is. See, I don't like that shoulder. It bugs me. The torso is on the same kind of joint, just bigger. It's inside of there. You can get some crunches and then get some side to side. If you were to get in there and turn the joint, it comes apart just like the rest of them. It's just hard to line this one back up to get them back together all the way. This waist piece is a rubber piece, I guess, to aid in articulation. I don't know if it's split, but it helps with the hips. Again, I can't get that belt down. It's going to make me angry. The hips, again, Revo type joint. They rotate. They go forward. They go back. They pretty much rotate down there. And here, the joint goes back into the butt cheek, which is kind of odd, but again, I'm learning as I go. Knee, same thing. You get a lot of range out of this, though, more than I expected. And if you don't like it, pull it off. I'm being really redundant here. The ankles, same type of joint. And it's facing forward, so you do get some rocker ankle. And then toes. I haven't seen toes in a long time, since, early Marvel Legends. But I may have to get some posing down for this guy, using some toe articulation. I don't miss it on Marvel Legends, but it's nice to see again. It's kind of nostalgic, I think. The hands are removable. He comes with several different hands. He has the open hand. In the package, he had the closed fist. And then he has a gun-holding hand, which I thought was just a pointing hand at first, but it's closed to hold the weapon, which his finger's off the trigger, but I can't quite get this hand to go all the way onto the joint. I'm afraid of pushing too hard, but it leaves a little gap like that. So I'm not sure if there's something in the hand. Now, he does come with the, the small blaster. It throws me off because the cartridge is in at an angle. I don't know. I haven't seen that before, but the gun itself does look a bit stylized like the figure, so I'm good with that as long as this is matching with him. And then he comes with a larger rifle. Rigid plastic, so much so that I broke the tripod off. I kind of thought it was wiggling, so I thought it rotated down. I snapped that off. That wasn't broken off in the package. That's completely my fault. But that's easy enough to just glue back on. And then he comes with a clear stand piece. I'm not quite sure how this is supposed to go, but it's... Oh, he does have a hole in his back. Look at that. I don't know if that's supposed to work just like a tripod, or if this actually plugs into a base I don't have, but I guess if you get into crazy action poses, you can use that. And I think I just popped the torso piece apart trying to put that in there. Here he is with the Bandai model kit, and then the Hasbro Black Series figure. The size is more comparable than I thought it would be. I thought he was going to be bigger, but he's actually a little bit smaller. Just slightly, ever so slightly, than the model kit, and then they're both bigger than the Black Series figure. Even though as I fiddle with him more, the joints are kind of frustrating, but I'm liking the look more the more I look at it. But he still doesn't beat the model kit for me. It's just this, to me, without using any reference guide or going back for reference pictures or anything, this just feels more Star Warsy to me. And the joints are cleaner. I may even get a little bit more range of movement. You know what I mean. The extra joints here do give him extra range of movement, but it just doesn't look as good as the model kit. And then the Black Series figure, he's my troop builder. I had a bunch of those before we even got word of overseas companies doing 6-inch figures. So he's good for background. This is my main trooper. And I may have him, back there somewhere. The oversized helmet, jowls, that kind of thing, it kind of lends itself to a removable mask. So I may use him as that. He's definitely going in the background, though. All in all, as much as I thought that I wouldn't like him, and I was only trying him for the cheap price, I do kind of like him. Like I said, the joints are still funky to me, but it's something I think I could get used to, especially if I were, going into heavy posing. Why is his arm all jutted up in the air? You move one thing and another thing goes out of alignment, or something else falls off, or it just takes fiddling, and I don't want to fiddle. I want to achieve the pose that I'm trying for and just put them on the shelf. Pull them down, put them in another pose, put them back on the shelf. Play around with them. Not constantly compensating for movement in other places that I'm not trying to, move. So he'll go on the shelf, but he very far background. And I'm happy with him. The Revo C-3PO is kind of calling my name just for a droids type display. And if I go there, I might as well, there's Boba Fett, Darth Vader, R2. They may be, a display of their own off to the side. Wife's not going to like it, because between the price of, actual Revos and then all the other overseas figures, I may need another job if I'm going to do separate displays for every style, not just a Star Wars display. We'll see how that goes. She may kick my ass. So if you like the review, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the Fwoosh. But overall, I'm super happy with this guy. It's a little bit wonky in places,